Hey, everybody. Could there be a military coup in the making? You know, in the contingency that our nation has for nuclear war and pandemics and all this other stuff, you know, the CIA and the national security people have to have a contingency. What if the political scene got so out of whack that the military would have to step in? There's contingencies out there because there's contingencies for everything. Are we getting close to the tipping point where the military might need to step in and take over and arrest Trump and Vance and a lot of their cohorts in Congress and maybe bring the country back to some sanity? Anyhow, good morning, everybody. Eddie Williams Sellers coming to you from East Point, Georgia. The Morning Post this morning. Now that the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday is officially behind us, the year can get going. In our military, police, even in ministry, government, ICE, the gay community, within doctors and lawyers and teachers, it all is a broad microcosm of all Americans. Some are good people, sweet, kind, wonderful people, along with bigots and racists and homophobes and all these other type people. Some are people who are against women's rights, even in 2026. That is why we vote, to try to put the best of us forward to serve, to make us a better country. We have missed the mark on that somewhere along the way. If you listen to Trump, to MAGA, to Fox News, to people on the right on social media, one would think that America is filled with bigots and racists. What does the world see us as nowadays? The rest of the world looks at us like we're a bunch of crazy people. And people within all that, the military, the government, within teachers, lawyers, the gay community, there's homophobia and transphobia and people that are against Mexicans. And if you're not lily white, they have something against you. A lot of that. Trump did not even acknowledge Martin Luther King Jr. holiday yesterday. He has always had such disdain for black people. And if you're a black person, if you don't see that, you're an idiot. Good heaven, Lord help you. And these are the right to life people. You know, these are the people that believe and proclaim boldly the sanctity of life. We see there are no more guys in those little boats being blown out of the water now. All that just kind of stopped, didn't it? Where was the sanctity of life people when that was happening? Did their lives not matter? The people who support and follow all of that old anti-abortion bullshit and the right to life agenda have to be the epitome of the biggest hypocrites that's ever come along in the history of mankind. They rant and rave about the sanctity of life, but when never given the opportunity to stand up and say something about the sanctity of life, they're just worried about them little abortions down there. It's just heartbreaking, ain't it? Such hypocrites. Y'all are such hypocrites. Good heavens. And the thing about being called a hypocrite, in church world, in church lingo, that was probably the most horrid thing you could call somebody, because it was like calling them a coward right to their face and just full of fakeness and two-facedness right to their face. That's exactly what all that anti-abortion crowd is. A bunch of fake, coward, two-faced people. Now let's move on. I would have never thought I would be saying something like this. But he is so deranged while sitting every day in the White House. Lord knows what'll be coming out later today on CNN before the day's over. What is he going to threaten to invade and declare war next on? Kentucky Fried Chicken? I would have never thought that I would be saying something like this. But I think I would almost be okay with the military coup in the country, where a general just stepped in and took over. With or without that, a few years from now, it wouldn't surprise me if there were a lot of these same people sitting in the White House being rounded up and taken off to prison somewhere for the crimes that they're doing against our nation right now. And the next time, we won't have a weak-kneed Joe Biden and this Merrick Garland that was an absolute dud with no spine or backbone, but someone who is bold and strong and with courage, which now seems like Joe Biden had none of that when he was in office. To round up these bunch of grifters in the White House and send them off to prison where they should all be already. We have a convicted felon sitting in the White House already. He's already been found guilty of crimes. The country seems to have finally gone off the cliff. Some say that Trump is all bluster, all talk. I don't think so. Would I be shocked if he attacked Denmark? No, I don't think so. Nothing about him at this point or his loyal band of cult followers would surprise me one bit. Think about this. They would remain silent, talking about the people that support and voted for Donald Trump. They would remain silent, even if he dropped bombs on Denmark. You wouldn't hear a whisper out of them. They would just let that sink in. Let that sink in for a minute. That's where we're at as a country. They would just be silent, like, well, so what? He killed a few people. Sanctity of life people. Anti-abortion people. Good heavens. Think about that. Would I be surprised if he destroyed NATO and formed an alliance with Putin? No. I think that's what he has wanted all along, that him and Putin would be riding shotgun over the world at some point. Good Tuesday morning, sweet people. All that is going on in Minnesota is being orchestrated by this White House for bigger plans coming around the corner. They want it to spread nationwide so that they can declare martial law and start the military takeover of America. Only thing, it could backfire at some point, and a coup could happen instead, which might not be such a bad thing if you think about it. So weird to even say that out loud. The picture over on my Facebook page, I was out in my yard yesterday and took a picture of my chickens. I still love fresh eggs, still love seeing my chickens scratch around. Could a coup happen in this country? Wouldn't surprise me. Love y'all.